I think it is important to say that what's happening in the gallery today could well be followed in the other museums and galleries and institutions around the breadth of the country. So there's quite a lot at stake. So I don't think they're asking for too much in the 21st century. I think they're a fairly modest set of demands. What have we got? Well, we've got a management in chaos. A management, it seems to me, who make David Brent in the office look like sophisticated, well-meaning, competent people. 10 senior managers leave in the last year. We've got a management who, if they can't get their way, resort to bullying and intimidation. We've actually got a situation where the management can bring in a private company into the Sainsbury's wing of the gallery, in the words in Polly's article, to issue a bit of a warning to people, to say this is what life is going to be like. We've got a management, as we've said, that don't pay the living wage, but you know, most shockingly, and the best way that you can sum it up, is you have a management who on the Friday was theoretically attending ACAS talks in good faith, trying to find a way through the dispute, when all along they knew on the Monday they were going to suspend Candy on trumped-up charges. Now, if that doesn't demonstrate a complete lack of faith, I don't know what does. Because we should be entitled to expect that when you send people trying to find a resolution to a dispute, the management should engage on the same basis. Instead, it seems to me that Candy's suspension, and let me say to you, I know Candy can't talk about it, but I can, is absolutely a trumped-up charge of the worst order that is actually designed to send a very chilling message. Because if our members of the gallery can see that one of their lead reps, lead negotiators, can be suspended on this basis, what will they draw from that? They will draw from it that they better keep their heads down, that they better be a cowed workforce, that they better not dare give their opinion, or they could go the same way. So this isn't some fly-by-night sort of reaction that just came off the top of their head. I think it's more sinister than that. I think it's about saying, this is what life's going to be like. And this is when it's in the public sector. Don't make much to believe what it's going to be like when it's in the private sector if they get away with it, because these things will become the norm. And that is why what's at stake for us in this dispute is so huge. My pledge on behalf of PCS is tonight to say this, that we're in this campaign to get an acceptable outcome, and we will support whatever our members at the gallery decide to do as their next step. If that is further industrial action, the union will continue to support it in the way that we have the first phase. We will continue to try and do everything we can, working with people to try and get an acceptable solution. Because our members deserve it, and I actually think the public deserve so much better than they're getting. So I'll finish briefly with this thought then. If that's what we aspire to do, if that's what we're going to leave this meeting saying it's all about, just imagine how we will feel in days or weeks or whenever it is if we get a successful outcome. Because if we get a successful outcome in a period where it's quite hard often to see wins, what will it tell us? It tells us that solidarity always prevails, that a common sense argument in a fair environment should always get a decent hearing. It will be a victory for those who believe in public service, not private profit. And ultimately, it will be a vindication of our real fantastic professional staff at the gallery for making the stand and commitment they have made. I can't think of a better reason for us all to throw ourselves fully behind this campaign. And I hope we will all do that, not just by coming tonight, but in the days and weeks to come. Full solidarity to our members. Let's keep it going. We deserve better than this, and we deserve it.
It's just a scandal that they want to hand over those people to work for a company like G4S, whose job is to go around with an earpiece. And of course the security of the paintings is important, but people who know something about them and love them and can guide people and give information about them, we think that that is something to do with the kind of institution it is, and to be honest, some kind of measure of the kind of society that we live in, really, those kind of, those kind of institutions. And instead, what's happening to all of them, and we'll hear from Dulwich Picture Gallery later, is that because of government cuts and because of their austerity policies, then more and more everything that happens is about making money. Given the dirty tricks, I think it's even more impressive, to be honest, and I do feel proud to work at the gallery, how strong the strike was last week. And it was fantastically strong, and as I say, the support was overwhelming, and we had you know, we had actually a great time because there was so much support as we handed in the 40,000 signatures on the petition, and saw the support that there is. And we believe, and I'll finish with this, we believe that it's possible to win because everybody that we speak to, both inside and outside the gallery, seems to think it's wrong. There seems to be only a tiny number of people who think it's right. We call them the Troika. We think there's only 3 of them. And I mean, one of them's Mark Etty, who's the chair of the trustees, who will be standing down this year. And, you know, he's a man who inherited £200 million, so he doesn't have to worry about what his wages are. But we think that we need to have a vision of a kind of culture of museums and galleries that isn't just about making money and you know, the art that sells for millions and billions is the way that things seem to be going. And the reason why we think we can win is because of the support that we've had, as I say. And if you want to take heart from that, I mean, I call them the Troika, but if you want to take heart from that, the fact that there is that kind of backing for a few hundred people at the National Gallery, I think will give us all heart, because I think it's the beginnings of the kind of movement that we need in this country to say no to austerity, no to privatisation, and let's have decent public services for everybody.
Well,
salute you, and just to remind everybody, you can have your photograph taken with Candy, and don't get to
Reinstate Candy.
Reinstate Candy!